Ever thought of growing your own broccoli but felt it might be a little intimidating? Well, say goodbye to supermarket confusion and endless aisles of pre-packaged broccoli. Today, we're uncovering all the secrets to growing broccoli that keeps producing delicious shoots for months, requires minimal effort, and won't bolt at the first sign of sunshine. Ready to turn your garden into a broccoli buffet? Let's jump in. Chapter 1. What exactly is broccoli? All right, first things first. Let's clear up the broccoli confusion. In your garden, real broccoli, also known as sprouting broccoli, grows as clusters of purple or white heads on long, leafy stems. But here's the catch. In grocery stores, you'll find calabrese, which has a single large green head labeled as broccoli. See the mix-up? Garden broccoli is a low-maintenance crop that keeps giving. You'll get clusters of flavorful sprouts for weeks, perfect for stir-frying, steaming, or just munching on raw. So if you're looking for a rewarding winter to spring crop, broccoli's your best buddy. Chapter 2. Choosing the perfect broccoli variety. Next up, let's talk types. Broccoli comes in two main flavors: traditional, which takes longer to mature and grows up to 3 feet tall, and newer, compact varieties, perfect for summer harvesting in smaller spaces. For the best yields, go with varieties awarded the RHS Award of Garden Merit, known for performing exceptionally well in trials. And if you're in a warmer region, look for bolt-resistant varieties to keep them from flowering too soon. For a fun twist, go purple. Purple broccoli varieties are hardy, and the heads turn green when you cook them. A nice way to surprise your dinner guests. If you're not ready for a full garden bed, try growing broccoli as microgreens. Microgreens are tiny, flavorful sprouts you can harvest in just a couple of weeks, perfect for salads or sandwiches. Chapter 3. Prepping the ground. Broccoli loves firm, fertile, well-drained soil with plenty of sun or just a bit of shade. To get your soil ready, pick a sheltered spot away from strong winds. Broccoli plants can get quite tall and aren't fans of windy days. Before planting, clear the area of weeds. Dig in 2 buckets of compost or manure per square yard and give the soil a few months to settle. Broccoli also likes a soil pH of 6 to 7. If your soil's a bit acidic, add lime the winter before you plant to balance it out. This extra step can help keep clubroot disease at bay, which is a real game changer for your broccoli's health. Right before planting, give the ground a good treading down. Broccoli grows best in firm soil. Add a potassium-rich fertilizer for that extra nutritional kick, and your ground is broccoli ready. Chapter 4. Sowing seeds. You can start broccoli indoors as early as March for an early harvest, or from April if you're sowing outdoors. Indoors, use a modular tray to keep the roots undisturbed when transplanting. Pop 2 seeds per module about 3/4 inch deep. Keep them moist, and watch them sprout in about 2 weeks. Outdoors, prepare shallow drills about 3/4 inch deep and water along the base. Sow seeds thinly in a temporary seedbed or directly in their final spot. Once the seedlings are up, thin them out, leaving the strongest ones. For a steady supply, sow in small batches every few weeks and cover them with fleece to keep out cabbage root flies. If you're short on garden space, grow them as microgreens in shallow trays indoors. They're delicious, packed with nutrients, and ready in just a couple of weeks. Chapter 5. Transplanting. When seedlings reach 4 to 6 inches tall, it's time for the big move outdoors. But don't just toss them in the ground, ease them into it. Harden them off by letting them sit outside a bit each day, gradually increasing their outdoor time. Pick a sunny spot, dig holes about 24-30 inches apart, and plant your broccoli seedlings with their lowest leaves at soil level. Give each plant a nice, deep drink after planting to settle them in. And if you're gardening in a windy area, stake your broccoli with a cane or a stick to keep it stable. Generous spacing is crucial. It promotes good airflow, which keeps diseases at bay and helps broccoli produce those tasty side shoots. Chapter 6. Plant care. Broccoli may be low maintenance, but they still appreciate a little pampering. Water young plants regularly until they're established, then switch to watering only every 2 weeks in dry weather. Avoid overwatering in winter for overwintering varieties, as they're adapted to survive the cold and don't need as much moisture. Apply a thick layer of mulch around the base of the plants. It helps to lock in moisture, keeps weeds out, and stabilizes soil temperature. Everything your broccoli needs for steady growth. Around 8 inches tall, give your broccoli a dose of nitrogen-rich fertilizer to boost growth. And if your broccoli is exposed to the wind, support it with a sturdy cane or stake to prevent it from tipping over. This simple support ensures stable, healthy growth all season long. Chapter 7. Protecting against pests. Broccoli may be a superfood, but unfortunately pests think so too. To protect your plants, you'll need a few key strategies to keep these little troublemakers at bay. The biggest culprits in the broccoli world: cabbage butterflies, cabbage root flies, aphids, and of course pigeons. Yes, those garden invaders also love broccoli. Start with a protective barrier. Cover your plants with fine mesh netting or insect-proof fleece. This will help keep larger pests like caterpillars and pigeons from munching away. And don't skimp on the netting. Secure it well on all sides and use stakes to give it enough height so it doesn't squash your broccoli as it grows. For tiny pests like aphids, there's no need to reach for harsh chemicals. A good blast from the garden hose can often knock them off, or try a gentle spray of soapy water on the undersides of leaves. Introducing ladybugs or lacewings can also help, as they're natural aphid predators. For cabbage root flies, which can lay eggs at the base of broccoli stems, consider using a collar, a small ring of cardboard or felt around the plant base that prevents the flies from laying eggs in the soil near the roots. With a bit of diligence and some clever tactics, your broccoli should stay pest-free and healthy. Chapter 8. Harvesting. After months of care, it's finally time to enjoy the fruits, or rather, florets, of your labor. Broccoli takes about 4 to 10 months to start producing, depending on the variety, but the wait is worth it. Keep an eye out for the telltale signs that your broccoli is ready. Small, compact heads or spears with tightly closed buds. Start with the central spear at the top of the plant. This is usually the largest and best formed. Use a sharp knife to cut the spear at its base, leaving about 4 inches of stem, which is tender and delicious. Don't be surprised if this triggers more growth. Once the central spear is cut, your plant will shift its focus to side shoots, producing smaller but just as tasty florets. This extended harvest can last for weeks, giving you a steady supply of fresh broccoli. Regularly check your plants so you can catch spears before they start to flower, as open buds mean the broccoli is past its prime and can taste bitter. The more you harvest, the more side shoots you'll get, so keep picking for as long as the plant keeps producing. Once harvested, you can store broccoli in the fridge for a few days, but for the freshest flavor, cook it as soon as possible. Broccoli freezes well, too, so if you have an abundant harvest, blanch and freeze some spears to enjoy later. Chapter 9. Common problems. Even with the best care, broccoli can face a few challenges. The most common issue for broccoli growers? Bolting. When temperatures soar, broccoli may decide it's time to go to seed, producing flowers instead of tender spears. Not only does this make the plant look like it's in full rebellion, but bolting also affects flavor, often turning broccoli bitter. If you're growing in a hot climate, be sure to choose bolt-resistant varieties, keep the soil consistently moist, and add mulch around your plants to help stabilize soil temperature. In addition to bolting, broccoli faces several pests and diseases. Clubroot, a disease that thrives in acidic soil, can cause roots to swell and stunt plant growth. To prevent this, make sure your soil pH is in the broccoli-approved range of 6 to 7. Adding lime the season before planting can help balance the pH and deter clubroot. Cabbage root flies, as mentioned, lay eggs at the base of broccoli stems, and their larvae can damage the roots. Use collars and netting to prevent root flies from getting to your plants. And if you notice any wilting or root damage, take quick action by removing affected plants to prevent the larvae from spreading. Broccoli characteristics you need to know. Broccoli is great for cold climates. If you're gardening in a cooler climate, broccoli is the perfect plant to add to your roster. In fact, broccoli thrives in temperatures ranging from 55 to 75 degrees, 13 to 24 degrees, and can even handle a light frost or two. Those cool temps help broccoli develop those beautiful tight heads we all know and love, without bolting at the first sign of warmth. This makes it an ideal crop for early spring or fall planting, especially if you're looking to extend your growing season when other vegetables might struggle. For anyone dealing with shorter growing seasons, broccoli is the gift that keeps on giving. Broccoli is a low-maintenance vegetable. Broccoli is a total team player in the garden. It's compact, doesn't need much space, and plays nicely with its veggie neighbors. Its upright growth means you can plant it alongside other crops without it sprawling everywhere. This also makes broccoli an ideal choice for container gardening. Got a small garden bed? Or maybe just a patio or balcony? No problem. Plant it in a deep pot or a small container and it'll be happy. Broccoli's compact nature also makes it great for succession planting. You can harvest your first crop, replant in the same space, and keep the broccoli train rolling through the season. Broccoli does not need a lot of sun. Think your garden is too shady for broccoli? Think again. While broccoli loves full sun, it's quite content with partial shade too. As long as it gets 4 to 6 hours of sunlight daily, it's good to go. This tolerance for lower light levels makes broccoli a versatile addition to gardens with mixed lighting, perfect for those partly shaded corners that other sun-loving veggies turn their noses up at. So, if your garden has a few spots that get a bit more shade, let broccoli be the one to fill them. Now you're fully equipped to tackle the wonderful world of broccoli growing. With a little planning, some patience, and these tips, you'll be harvesting fresh, healthy broccoli for months to come. So grab those seeds, keep that netting handy, and enjoy the satisfaction of fresh, delicious broccoli straight from your own garden. You can grow it.